Hi again then guys, and so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 drag spec tune for you today, and this time it's a seriously quick machine, one of the quickest SUVs in the game, the Toyota RSC Concept. So you want your racing soft tyres as usual. For brake balance, I've changed that to 6 on the front, 4 on the back. For the ride height, we've got that on 220 front and rear. Springs, we've got 5 on the front, 250 on the back. Dampers 4 on the front, 1 on the back, and for extension 4 on both. Anti-roll as high as possible to keep the car straight and true. Camber and toe, as always, are neutral to get as much tyre contact to the road as possible. For the gearbox, we have an auto setting of 180. Then for the individual gears, we've got 3.3, then second, third, fourth and fifth all the way to the left, with the final gear on 850 and the final drive on 3.1. For the diff, we've got the highest initial torque to give you that explosive launch off the line, high acceleration and low braking sensitivity. We've got a torque split of 30-70 on this one. You want all your power upgrades, of course, and I would recommend fitting the supercharger rather than the turbo. For nitrous, I will be using that as always, and obviously you want the full weight loss package. I will be using an automatic gearbox on this tune, so if you do choose to use a manual, you will obviously be quicker. And of course, you want your traction control turned off. So, as always, we're putting it up against a more powerful vehicle. In this case, the Nissan 300ZX, which has 873 horsepower, compared to this car's 500 and whatever. So, the Nissan has a huge advantage in power. Obviously this car has all-wheel drive, so it's going to launch a bit quicker, but still, the best part of 300 horsepower is on the Nissan side. So, let's see how they compare. And that's my kind of SUV. Now, obviously the Toyota is quite light, which also gives it an advantage off the line, because it's got far less weight to shift than many of the other all-wheel drive vehicles. Obviously, for top-end performance, the Nissan is quicker. I mean, it's a 285 mph machine compared to the Toyota's around 225-ish on its own. So, unsurprisingly, the Nissan is quicker. But for the best part of a standing mile, or 1,600 metres, the Toyota is a superior machine, which, considering how much less power it has, is very impressive. Now, this is actually one of the quickest SUVs in the game off the line, which is impressive again for its power, because it's no way near the most powerful SUV. But as always, there are far too many specs to read out for this car, so I'll put those in the video description below if you want to check those out. But for the highlights, this SUV, or technically a crossover, hits 60 miles per hour in 1.3 seconds, 100 miles per hour in a stonkingly quick 3.1 seconds, it hits 200 in a barely believable 13.7 seconds, does the quarter mile in 8.2, 1,000 metres in just over 15 seconds, does the standing mile in 21.5, which is supercar territory, and it will cover 3 miles from a standing start, or 4,800 metres, in well under a minute. So it is a seriously quick SUV crossover that can give cars with way more power a great run for their money, especially in shorter to mid-range drags. For the quarter mile, for 1,000 metres, even up to a mile, as we saw just now, it can take on far more powerful machines and make them look slow. So, for those of you guys who do plan on buying this car, or if you've already got it and plan on fitting the tune, I hope you find it helpful, I hope you find it fun, I certainly do find it fun, and I hope you find it competitive. And if you did, feel free to subscribe. I put out new drag tunes every weekend, and new top speed tunes every day. And as always, thanks for watching.